I want to welcome everybody here from the press. My name is Jeff Weir. I am the Vice President of Public Relations with PEX International. And I just want to share with you some thoughts of a news release we're going to have going out about the product Neutro. Neutro is an innovative gas additive that's going to increase people's fuel economy by at least 10%. And because fuel is being burned more efficiently, it's at the same time going to drastically reduce those harmful emissions. And Neutro couldn't come at a better time. As you drove here, you probably noticed that gasoline is well over $3 a gallon here in eastern Washington. You noticed that in some places that diesel is well over $4 in some places. I saw as much as $4.19 on the way here today. And so Neutro gas additive could not be more timely. As well as with the environment. You know, again, people are more and more concerned about the environment and all these harmful emissions. And again, when we burn fuel more efficiently, gaining better fuel economy, there is less harmful emissions coming out the exhaust. And so everybody's thinking about and trying to do their part and thinking about being a little bit more green. And one way of being a little bit more green is by using the Neutro fuel additive and the oil additive and the many other products that we have. Now let me just share with you a few of those products. We have, of course, the gas additive as well as the diesel additive. So we have additives to increase fuel economy for gasoline-powered engines and diesel-powered engines. We also have something we call a friction block. This is an oil additive that you put in your engine, again, for both gas and diesel engines. We have an emissions fighter, liquid horsepower, something we call super gas drops. This is for ATVs. And we've had these products introduced to the public since the year 2007. And again, these products promise to save people money at the pump. These products range from $12.95 to about $34.95. Studies, let me share with you some of the studies that have been done. From the Arizona Automotive Institute, testers proved fuel pollutants called hydrocarbons went from, in this one case, 76 parts per million down to 2 parts per million in a Ford vehicle. Then they tried a Chevy vehicle, and they showed that the fuel pollutants went down from 80 parts per million down to 7 parts per million. And these experts further say that if this additive was used by the government, whether we're talking about federal, state, or local, and by all these various companies that have fleet vehicles, whether they're cars or vans or semi-trucks, that they would save a lot of money. They'd save large sums of money, but what it also does is it lowers those harmful emissions that are coming out of the exhaust each and every day. I wanted to share with you a man named Mark. He was a general contractor from Montana, and what he said. He says, my mileage went from an average of 16.8 to 22.8 miles per gallon using Neutro gas and oil additive. And this is what he did. He had a 6-cylinder Chevy Blazer. Then there was another test. This was done in Laramie, Wyoming. This was on a 2-stroke 4-wheeler. Without the Neutro gas additive, without it, it showed a CO2, that CO2 measured 28 parts per million. When they used the Neutro gas additive, the CO2 measured 3.2 parts per million. We went from 28 parts per million to 3.2 parts per million. That's a 76% decrease in those harmful emissions. Now imagine that. Again, if we had government, whether it's national, state, local governments, fleet vehicles, if we could get the same kind of results with drastically reducing those harmful emissions by 76% across the board, imagine what that would do to help us have cleaner air. KREN 2 News in Spokane had recently did a feature story using the Neutro additive with Rupert Salmon. He's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing with PEX International. And they were talking with him about discussing all the various features and advantages and benefits of this timely product. So more and more people are becoming very interested because we have to do something to lessen our dependence on foreign fuel. We've got to do something that's going to help the economy because we're in a recession, to help people save money, and at the same time we want to help our environment by lowering those harmful emissions. Well, this technology, there's been technology out there for years where gasoline products, additives, have been out there to try to promote getting more productivity, a better burn, more fuel efficiency. But you know, now is a time when this has become more of a priority. It hasn't in the past. You don't see this promoted by the gas companies so much, or certainly not by their stockholders. But the time has come, friends. The time has come when we can save consumers a large sum of money. We can certainly save corporations a large sum of money. And we can do far more in lowering those harmful emissions. PEX International is so sure that consumers will see a 10% increase in the gasoline mileage that they offer a money-back guarantee. Well, I want to thank you for listening to a little bit about the Neutro, and if there are any questions.